Yo, yo, yo.
Hey, do you know what time it is?
It's time to podcast.
You know what this is?
Oh, yeah.
We got copyrighted.
Coffee. Sipping on coffee.
Coffee after dark.
Sipping on coffee.
It's coffee after dark.
Drinking on coffee.
Coffee.
It's really hot.
After dark.
But it's really hot.
Cleanse your mouth. We got problems.
Yeah, we do. What's going on, peoples?
One of them is YouTube's copyright situations. So apparently we got this on copyright free music, but the copyright free music site is saying that we got a copyright violation
On YouTube.
for their copyright free music.
I don't know. Well, I went on the website and I downloaded the song, but it was a copyright free song, so I downloaded it. And I downloaded it like 6-7 months ago, and we're just now using it. Maybe the website has changed or whatever.
Well, I don't know. I honestly feel like maybe because when we used Epidemic Sound, they had an issue with my website using it because it was your account.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't have the patience. I think I really kind of want to commission someone to do like our thing, but I really wanted to have like those smooth vibes like that.
Yeah, Epidemic Sounds I don't like it for like intro music and stuff like that. Maybe for like a cinematic vlog or something like that, it's okay. But other than that, I don't even really use it.
Yeah.
And they still taking my money.
They are?
Yeah, well, if I cancel the subscription, then the videos on my channel I'm gonna have to take down because of the songs.
I don't know. Maybe if I put your email address on my as the login for Mom Is Always Right Media Productions.
No, what should happen is I cancel my account, you make an account, and the money just comes out of my bank account. Still.
Oh, well, what about the stuff that you got on your account?
I don't know.
I don't know. So let's get into this. This morning I made the spring coffee.
Yeah, mocha.
It's like a spring mocha type coffee from Starbucks. It's the green bag. I made the green bag today.
The green bag is pretty good.
Yeah, it's got like a flowery chocolate flavor. So instead of sugar, I put hot chocolate in it. I put the hot chocolate powder in it.
Ew.
And cheese.
Ew.
It's delicious.
It's not delicious.
It's like salted caramel deliciousness.
That is disgusting.
Okay, Carmen. You remember she said disgusting. It was so cute.
Yeah, it was. Then somebody went and taught her the correct way of speaking. I don't know why they would do that.
How dare they?
Yeah.
So, a lot of things going on. I feel like we should probably, talk about briefly, because this is not a political podcast at all. This is not that. But, John was asking me about the situation, the Ukraine situation.
Oh, he was?
Yeah, this morning we were going to school and he was like, Mommy, there's a war in Russia. Isn't it going to get like 10 times worse? And, I lied to him. I was like, no, baby, it's not a big deal. It's all the way over there. We're fine over here. Because as parents, I feel like it's our job to make our kids feel safe.
Yeah.
And, I don't know why he would get the impression that, oh, it's going to get 1,000 times worse.
Well, it's a big deal.
Yes, it's a big deal.
And it's war.
But, babe, like, until 2020, January 2021 or whatever it is that Biden took office, our country's been at war for 20 years. Mm-hmm. There are entire generations of kids that have never seen peacetime until now. So, what makes this different is what I'm saying. Where we need to scare our children.
Well, I can't speak for anybody else's children, but for, ours, especially for John, I just think he's old enough to understand, war, and he has questions. We've been in war, but he's never really, lately, I've been watching more, news and listening to the news on the radio. So, he's probably, he's been listening to, not probably, but I think that's more than likely where he's getting it from.
Well, John might be 13, but he has delays and stuff. Yeah,
and he's curious about everything.
I don't know. I don't think this is something that, our children need to be aware of. Maybe David. David is 15, he's growing up. But for our autistic teen and our 7-year-old, and it's weird because mentally, John and Carmen have been at the same pace for a long time.
Yeah. It's just with John. I think John is I think he's still a few steps above Carmen.
Yeah, he's starting to pass her. He's starting to pass her.
Yeah. And if he would have asked me, I would have told him the truth.
I don't know. I just didn't want him to worry. I only want him to worry about going to school and coming home. That's it.
Oh yeah, I don't fault you for that. I understand.
I think that's the difference from mom vibes versus dad vibes.
Yeah. I'm a little more straightforward. Okay, well, you want to know this is what's going on, how this affects us. Just so they know.
Well, at the same time too, I was very honest on Twitter yesterday. I talked about this war, and they're talking about, how Ukraine is sending out conscripts, and if they said I had to fight today, would I do it? And I was very honest. I said, listen, unless we have invaders on our doorstep, I'm going to tell them to go to hell because of the way. And I am not anti-American. I love my country. But there are a couple of things that you never do to a person who is serving or has served. And as far as I'm concerned, they've done it. You don't leave your people behind. You always take care of the families if they die. And number 3 is when their service is over, you make sure they have medical care to be okay. Now, on so many levels, these 3 promises have been broken to our veterans, to our active duty, to our killed in action, to our missing in action. We don't leave our people. We don't.
Right. And I mean, as far as with the VA has been like corrupt for forever. Like that's something that's always been happening. Like out here and where I'm, excuse me, where I'm from, the city where I'm from, you see homeless veterans all over the place. Everywhere. Like it's normal to see that.
I was given a hysterectomy without permission over something that was preventable because the VA didn't have any x-ray slots, any sonogram slots, any radiology appointments available. I got a phone call 2 years after my daughter was born saying they have an opening.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say that was a little bit too late.
Yeah.
just a little bit.
Like 2 years too late. So.
Yeah, that goes to tell you how bad the VA system is.
So I got really real on Twitter. And honestly, I thought I was going to get all kinds of hate. I said my opinion and braced for impact. But you know what? People liked what I had to say. There were likes, no hate, which kind of tells me people been feeling the same way. But don't get me wrong. If we have foreign invaders on our shore, then
gotta do what you got to do, baby.
It's gonna be a massacre. I'm telling you. I don't, because look, you know how they say, don't mess with Texas.
Yeah.
There's several borders along the U.S. that they can enter through, right? You got the East Coast, and I mean East Coast. You got New York, Connecticut, where they got like New Haven, Sikorsky. I mean Maine, et cetera, but even Maine's like a fishing kind of state. They got boats and whatnot. You are not sneaking up on these people. Texas, yeah. California, Oregon. I mean, you know, Oregon does not have like, it's like a lot of land. So I believe you trespass on an Oregon resident's land, they will shoot your ass.
I don't know. They're liberal up there.
No, that's just certain parts. Like, isn't it like Portland? Portland is like the place where it's like a lot of like liberal ideology, but then like in the surrounding areas where there's lots of lands, lots of farms, lots of off-grid people.
Yeah.
And even places like Portland, they don't want an invader interrupting that way of life.
Yeah, I mean that's why I think everybody should have the right to bear arms.
I mean,
personally, I don't think it's because, you know, to keep the government in check, but you know, in case of foreign invaders, like what's happening in Ukraine could happen here. You know, the people having, the means to protect themselves make it harder for those invaders. They may think twice.
I wouldn't go out and be like alarmist and be like, this could happen to us. I mean, it could happen to anybody. But the likelihood, I believe, is less likely. One, because we have a fantastic military.
The best.
We have a great military.
The absolute best.
And then we, our naval forces are pretty great. I served on a carrier, and that's just...
You're the best.
Oh, thank you, babe. That's just one. I mean, these are all the things that I firmly believe, and I will tell my children as well, just so they don't worry so much.
Yeah. Shout out to you for serving.
Oh, thanks, babe.
You deserve it. Welcome home.
Oh, I love you, babe. I was watching that thing on Facebook where they say, anytime you see a Vietnam veteran, tell them welcome home. I cried a little. I did.
Yeah, I see them all the time at work.
Yeah, because, they were not welcomed home at all. They got the word, I couldn't imagine being forced to go to a foreign country to go fight a war, only come back and be hated by the people that I fought for. That would not be cool with me. I would really come home you know what? Fuck you. Oh, screw you. Especially screw you.
Yeah, I mean, their issue was more with the politicians, not the soldiers.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate. That misplaced anger is so bad. Someone threw an egg at my baby when I came home from deployment. I thought I was going to get out of my car and start beating on civilians. You don't understand. This was my first car. It was a 99 Saturn XL SL. It was like a 4-door car that was meant to bring kids to and from home. But, I came home from deployment. I'm 21 years old. I'm like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to soup up this car.
And it got egged.
And someone threw an egg at it when I came home from deployment. And I put so much wrench time into that car. That car was fast. It was the fastest death trap you'd ever seen in your life.
That egg was hard to get out, huh?
Yes, it was. It kind of because I couldn't, even though I wiped it, there was a film there. And then by the time I got it to a car wash where I could really properly get it off, it ate into the paint. I was so mad.
Yeah, somebody throw an egg in your car. You have to take care of it immediately.
Yeah.
Don't wait.
Yep. So they did that to my first child. But anywho, so how's work been going, babe?
Still but new schedule. I get off earlier. I'm home about 9 o'clock, 9:15.
Yep. You were able to join us for dinner.
Yeah, that's different. That's different. I like that.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, just can't get used to it because, subject to change.
No. We're going to keep this schedule. Especially, the kids, they act right at dinner when you're here. They drive me insane sometimes. I'm just like, stop it. Let him go. Do not touch his food. I never thought in a million years I would have to say something like, Carmen, we do not put our fingers in other people's food. These kids are crazy.
Yeah, gotta love them though.
Definitely. I love my babies.
Always.
They have like a meeting every morning on how to best drive their parents insane.
Yeah, because they don't always like act out all together. It's like one by one.
Yeah.
Today's your day. No, it's my day. I got it. I got this.
Yeah, and then with the boys fighting and stuff, oh my God. And it's like they wait until you go to work and then they decide, hey, let's have a fight now. So I'm over here like, I have a spinal injury. So if you guys decide you want to beat the hell out of each other, guess what? I'm going to let you.
There's not much you can do about it because you're back.
Good luck. May the odds be ever in your favor. But no, I do step in. I will separate them, and it will really hurt me. And I'm over here. You know the mark of when your wife's tired. When your wife is tired of the kid's shit.
Yeah.
When I walked in, started looking for tacos on Taco Tuesday, and I was like, where are the tacos? And I was like, screw this. I'm sitting down and I'm not cooking anything until you find those tacos. Until we find out what happens to the tacos, nobody's having dinner.
Yeah. One of the kids ate them because we got Takis that were like made out of taco shells. So one of the kids ate them.
Yeah, I think it was John.
Yeah, he said he ate them, and then he said he didn't, and then he thought about it again, and he said he ate them.
I don't know, but when your mom's fed up when she sits on the couch and says, until you guys produce taco shells, I'm not making nothing. I went on strike.
Well, I mean, it was Taco Tuesday, so.
Yeah. Stop this mom slavery. I'm on strike.
Yeah. Well, those are our little angels.
Our angels.
Mm-hmm.
Is this the heart button? Our angels.
Okay, didn't you see a movie you're telling me about?
Oh yeah, okay. So
The Hate They Love, or
that Hate You Give.
Yeah, there you go.
I've seen it before. It's available on Hulu now. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna watch this, and that whole situation, it's bad. Like I wept uncontrollably during this movie, and it reminded me of the fact, because I went to high school in an all girls Catholic high school that was predominantly white. I was there on scholarship, just like she was, except in this movie, like, her friends started acting funny because one of her friends from her neighborhood got shot by the police. He had they had their hands on the steering wheel, and he's like, oh, that's my hairbrush. He reached for the hairbrush on the thing, and the cop shot him. And there was one scene where she's like her friend the whole time is always in her face trying to be down. And when this happened, she was like, I support the police. She was like, maybe he deserved it. She's like, he was reaching for a hairbrush on the dashboard. A hairbrush is a weapon. And there's no excuse for that. The hairbrush wasn't in his pocket, it was on the dashboard. Like you really, they need more gun training sometimes. In this particular movie and a lot of other times, they need more training, not less training. They only train like once every 2 years. In the military, we train every other day.
Yeah, I definitely think police should go through more training.
And like on positive weapon control, the care of a weapon, proper storage of a weapon, proper storage of ammunition. We are always training awareness of what's in front of and behind the direction you're shooting at. Anyway, so she's like, well, maybe it could be. So she took a hairbrush out and she's like, are you scared? Are you scared of me? Are you scared of me now? And she was like threatening her with a hairbrush. Like, I laughed because the little racist girl was like crying, and I was like, that's what you get.
Yeah, but she became threatening.
And she was like waving her hairbrush at her. See that. Anyway, this movie kind of reminded me, like the school setting kind of reminded me of the school setting that I went to. There was a little girl in the school that she used to like make fun of me and call me the janitor's daughter and stuff. I didn't threaten her with a hairbrush. I whooped her fucking ass. Oh.
Bleep button.
Yeah, we need a bleep button.
Yeah, we do.
Apparently, I have a potty mouth, which I will work on.
No, be you.
Yeah, well, I didn't threaten this girl with a hairbrush. I was like, I waited too. I was like, she can say whatever she want, as long as she don't touch me. She made the mistake on one day, 2 years later, of touching me, and I let her have it.
Right.
Yeah, my mom came in. I thought for sure I was gonna get beat because I got into a fight at school, and I'm there on scholarship. I'm sure my mom was embarrassed. But she walked in that office and the principal said, well, she won. And my mom's like, is that supposed to make me happy or something? I've been reporting these racist incidents for 2 years and you've done nothing. I didn't even get grounded. I was so surprised. I thought I was going to like die.
Yeah, but I think you did the right thing because, I've always thought you can say what you want. Just don't touch me. Mm-hmm. You care less about what you're talking about.
Yep.
It's not going to stop me from being me. It's not going to stop me from sleeping at night. Nothing.
Period. So, I saw this movie. It reminded me of high school, which caused me to remember when David, the naked alien, was getting ready to go to high school. I know it's a long train of thought, but this is how I got there. I remember looking into a high school that's nearby, like all the local high schools, trying to decide where I want to send our son. He did not want to go to the private school that all his other friends are going to because he was very honest with himself. He says, I do not have the study habits to learn the way they learn at that school. I want to go to a public school. So I started looking around and, listen, if you guys call yourself gangster, banging, all of that, stop putting your business on social media, because that's how I found out that the high school, that one particular high school, has a lot of like gangs and gang violence and fights. Because y'all be recording your fights and putting it on social media, talking trash to each other on social media, having whole ass conversations about what you did, what you're gonna do, and who you rep on social media. So, and if it's on the internet, it lives there forever. So,
yep.
Real bad ones move quietly.
It ain't never going nowhere. That will always follow you forever.
If I were the cops, I would just troll people. I would just Facebook stalk and intermediate and social media stalk people. That would tell me where all the crimes are being committed.
Yeah, that's what a lot of principals and counselors do at schools. They check out social media because it's all there.
Yeah, you don't put your business out on the streets, and it's a damn shame. So I was looking through, and I was like, oh, definitely not that. And then part of me started to feel guilty. Like I was being uppity because I didn't want my son in a high school where there were a lot of gangs, fighting, and drugs. And then like I had that, the brain gremlins that tell you, oh, you're being uppity. You forgot where you came from.
Nah, you weren't being uppity. You were being a concerned parent.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
And when I told you, I was like, if I wanted to raise him in the hood, I would just stay in New Haven.
Yeah, so we tried to send him to a better school.
And we did. And we did. And, that whole situation, he's getting older, and you and I we took him to Kidspace this past summer before he went to high school. And, there was an incident because, I guess, and you and I viewed the incident differently.
Yeah.
Yeah, this movie just kind of brought up a whole bunch of stuff in terms of like racism and stereotypes. See, and you said as a black man, you view that incident differently, and how my reaction was. Mm-hmm. There was a lot more leeway with my reaction versus if you acted that way.
Yeah.
So, I mean, talk to us, guys. Do you feel like black men in public spaces need to carry themselves differently? Because my son is taller. He's like 6 feet tall. He was 14 years old at the time. He's darker. Mm-hmm.
Dreads.
Yeah, with dreads. And I took him to this kid space in Pasadena. He was having a good time, and I guess some kids were cursing, and he's the oldest, so he told them, hey, don't be over here cursing. And then they ran and told their mother that he was cursing. Isn't that what happened?
Yeah, which for starters, I don't believe David cursed at those little kids.
No.
At all, not one bit.
No. Not even a little.
Yeah, where we differ was when those kids' mother came to us, concerned, angry, because her thought is this big kid, teenage boy, is cursing at my kids. And
then I turned to David and I said, what happened? I said, listen, if them kids are cursing, that's not your concern. You just leave them alone.
Exactly.
Go tell their parents. And then I was like, all right, gather up your siblings. We're about to go. So in that time it took us to gather up the kids, should talk to another person at the door, talk to a second person, and then the person that approached you. And then, as we're walking by, she was having a whole ass issue. So when the guy stopped you, I was already over it, and I walked up and I was like, is there a problem?
Yeah, but by the time you noticed that I was even speaking to him, the conversation was over. I explained to him the situation. I explained to him the lady's concern. I explained to him what we told the lady. And I explained to him, there was no real trouble. We're not really tripping. We're about to leave anyway.
Yeah.
And he said, okay, I just wanted to make sure. I said, no problem. Cool. And that's when you saw and you came back over.
But that's the thing too. Like, you didn't see her talking to another person another person that works there about the situation. And it's like she really just wanted the smoke because she's going to talk to all of the staff until it becomes a big thing. And it goes from the management's involved to the police are involved or whatever. And then when he turned to me, he's like, oh, maybe, she just didn't feel comfortable for what. And I asked him, and of course, I'm his mother, and I'm fully aware that he cannot break the way he has every right to break. Like, so I know me, I get a little more leeway in public spaces when it comes to this. So I turned to her and the guy that said, is there any specific reason why she has an issue with my black child walking by her? Why is she uncomfortable? And I was loud too. I got loud with him, her, and then we got ready to leave. And he refunded the money. He apologized. But the fact is, this poor man works there. It wasn't even his fault that this woman was an ignorant person.
She was. I'm not disputing that.
Talking about she feels uncomfortable. For what? He was not. He was talking on the phone with his girlfriend and two friends. I feel like they're in a trouble or something because it's weird. They talk to each other.
Don't say that. No.
It's weird. He was talking to his girlfriend and two friends, and he wasn't even looking at her. He didn't even side eye her or glance in her direction. Even Teresa was like, I don't understand why she said she felt threatened. So,
Well, I mean, and see, here's where we kind of differ. Because the way I think, I always put myself in somebody else's shoes. If Carmen came to me and said some huge teenage boy was cursing at her, yeah, I'm going to have a problem. Right?
Yeah.
I'm going to see, what that problem is. I'm going to go see what's up. I'm going to speak to the parents, and try and resolve the issue with the parents. I know that what do you call her? Kidspace Karen?
Yeah, Kidspace Karen.
I think she didn't think the situation was handled. And honestly, that's her right. That's her right to feel however the way she feels. She feels uncomfortable, fine. But the way I feel about her feeling uncomfortable, I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm a do me. I'm gonna do whatever I want to do. And I don't need to tell nobody I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna just do it.
Yeah, well, the way I was seeing it was she felt uncomfortable that my son was walking by her to leave. She was not satisfied that it was handled, but what would have satisfied her? We spoke to him. We were leaving. What else would there be to do? Would she want me to whoop his behind in front of her? Because I'll tell you what, that's not happening.
No, she probably wanted us to be kicked out.
We were already leaving.
And that's the thing. Like, she can want whatever she wants. She's entitled to that.
Yeah,
but they were not going to kick us out.
Even if we wanted to stay, they wouldn't have.
They know. The guy didn't approach me and say, hey, you guys got to leave. He just wanted to know what happened.
Yeah. And you peeped how her little demons were throwing things and
at their grandmother
and got something stuck in a tree, almost hit my friend's kid with it. It was like a hula hoop or something.
Yeah.
Like, worry about your own. I cannot believe, like, in the 5 or 10 minutes that I saw her kids, that she actually did not believe that her kids were cursing.
Mm-hmm. I mean, And again, she can feel about it however she wants to. You know, people like that, they're going to talk about it. She probably still talks about that to this day. Only time I talk about it is when you bring it up. Only time I think about it is when you bring it up.
I brought it up because, well, it was like a whole chain of events.
No, yeah, I'm not, faulting you for it, but I'm just, I'm saying that's not something I think about.
Yeah.
Because I can care less about what she thinks. It's not important. It's not going to stop me from living my life, being happy, and I'm not going to lose any sleep over it.
But you remember what you told me, why that even if you wanted to, you couldn't get loud like I did. And the fact is, people fetishize Latina women getting aggressive and loud and angry, and then they criminalize black men and women for doing the exact same thing. So, when you told me, I had it handled or whatever, like, I assumed that it was out of fear that you didn't want, the situation to be escalated. And I just wanted the situation to be put right, because I know, my son doesn't bother anybody. You don't bother anybody. It just didn't seem right to me that this woman was like trying to escalate a situation when we were already leaving.
Yeah. But I mean, by the time you came over there, I already had it handled. It was done. And I get, you didn't realize that because you were not privy to the conversation.
Well, I wasn't privy to your conversation, but I was watching this woman go from staff member to staff member, trying to escalate the situation. And
she's not going to escalate it.
And for me, I felt like people like that need to be called out, because, that is how you stop racist people and Karens from being emboldened to say and do whatever to other people. Again, my son wasn't bothering anybody. He was just there. I mean, they have like a physics forest, little anthole thing, and, boxes. They have cool stuff there. Granted, this summer he might be too old for that. Not that I would ever patronize that place again, because it's really out of the way. Mm-hmm. We only went there because we had a Groupon.
Yeah, it was boring anyway. But
yeah,
I think, and that's another thing. You thought it was about race. I didn't think it was about race at all. That lady never mentioned race.
But why would she feel uncomfortable by him walking by?
When it's not, that doesn't mean it's about race. That's not what that meant. Because even the staff member who she spoke to said, no, I didn't even get the indication from her that it was about racism when they had their conversation. The Kidspace Karen and that staff member.
Yeah,
who was also black.
That man said, "Oh no, I don't think it was a race thing." But my thing is, why would you feel uncomfortable from a teenager just walking by you? There were other kids there. David might have been the tallest, but he wasn't the only teen there. There were other kids that were not as big as him, but a little bit, so almost there. I didn't see her being uncomfortable from them walking by her. She seemed to only have an issue with my kid walking by her on the way out.
I don't. I don't even think she had I don't think she had an issue with him walking by. Her issue was this bigger kid, this teenage kid, was cursing at her little children, and nothing is being done about it.
Which was a lie, because when we asked, I literally told her, I said, what happened? I said, if they're cursing, tell their mother and walk away. I don't think he cursed at these kids. And even the dude who I got upset with was like, he said, she just felt uncomfortable. And he even said she felt uncomfortable with him walking by her.
Oh,
which
okay.
My response was, why would she feel uncomfortable with my teen walking by her?
It's not because he's black.
He was looking at his phone.
It was not because he was black. That makes no sense.
How does it make no sense? She had no reason for feeling uncomfortable that we were walking by.
This what I said. This is what I said, my love. She was uncomfortable because she thought nothing was being done about the situation.
But
she thought we were just staying. And she probably wanted us to be kicked out.
Which, even if we decided to stay, honestly, and even if we wanted to stay, she couldn't make us leave. We didn't do anything wrong. That's the point. Like, I called her out because I felt like she was singling out my son, and not for the reasons that you're saying or she's saying.
Well, I mean, what could she have done anyway?
Literally nothing. She tried to talk to every single staff member. The only other thing she could have done was call the police, and the police if the police were good people, would tell her where to shove her complaint.
The police would have done nothing.
The police would have told her to go straight to hell, just like I did.
You know, and that's the thing. Like, really, what we should have done, if I'm being honest, we should have stayed.
Yeah.
So she should have left.
Yeah.
If she was uncomfortable, she should have left.
Yeah, well,
but we were ready to go anyway. We were already in the midst of trying to round up the kids when she came up to us anyway.
Yeah, that's the thing. See, because we were already like gathering up kids when she approached us, saying that David was cursing at her little angels, and you know, and that's another thing. Like, did you see her so-called angels? They were terrible.
They were bad.
Her kids were demons, but
yeah,
you know, and I know like our kids are big-headed and bad, but our kids would not be cursing at their grandma like that. Let's just be honest. Mama G dig all in that ass if they did.
Yeah, that's not happening over here.
Like they
can forget about it.
And see, I'm stricter. Like, where I'll tell them no, my mom would be like, "Oh, come on, shit. You know, I got them some chips. Just let them have some chips." And I'm like, "It's not chips day. I allow them junk food 1 day a week, you know, to garner good eating habits. You know how you eat right all through the week and then have a cheat day."
Yeah, but you know, they get into it.
Oh my God.
Get into it like rats.
I'm I guess so tired of that shit. But the point is, her kids were demons, and she deserved to get cussed the fuck out. Oh my God. I need a little beep thing. She deserved to get cursed out and called out because she had zero reason for feeling uncomfortable. And you know, really, really, if we weren't already leaving, we could have just stayed. We could have been like, well, listen, I spoke to him. That's where we're at. I think she was really low key mad that I told David, if her kids are cursing, just leave them alone. That's not your business. Just tell her mother and walk away. Because I was implying that her kids were cursing.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. It to me, her feelings just don't matter.
Yeah. Her kids were cursing and throwing hula hoops when we were on our way out.
Yeah, exactly. So she's got her hands full.
Over here, be mad at me. Be mad at yourself.
She's probably mad. She had to chase her kids around, which most parents seemed a little frustrated there because all these parents are chasing their kid around because their kids everywhere.
Yeah, because it was a 3-day weekend or something. You remember?
Mm-hmm.
It was a 3-day. It was a long weekend. All the parents were there. You can see the ones that were just sitting down, just relieved that the kids were running their energy out. And then you can tell the moms that were chasing the kids around that were worried that they'd wander off.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, look, we're all parents. There is no need to be a jerk in public.
No, right. She could have handled that situation a lot differently. You know. But, you know, she chose to handle it the way she knew to handle it.
Yeah. So that is Kidspace Karen.
Yeah, I thought that name was pretty funny.
And how we, you know, Rob and you and I really differed on how we felt that should have been handled on both sides.
Yeah, I'm not the type of person who thinks everything is surrounded by race.
And I'm the type of person that if you have no other reason to be angry or uncomfortable, and you know, I'm the type of person that's realistic. It is what it is. And I call it as I see it. And I see it. This woman saw this 6-foot teenage boy with locks and, you know, walking by on the phone, and she felt some type of way. But I mean, and let's just be honest, I'm 8 shades of crazy when it comes to these kids anyway.
Yeah, I think you'd have a problem if Carmen came back to you and said a teenager cursed at her, no matter the race.
If a teenager came and I told her, I said, listen, yo, your kid cursed at my 7-year-old. You know what's up? I am 8 shades of crazy when it comes to my kids. But the mom was like, what happened? I'm trying to put myself in her shoes. And the kid was like, she was cursing, this, that, and the third. I mean, Carmen, were you cursing? And you know, Carmen, no. I can tell when it's a real no and when it's like an I'm lying no.
Yeah.
It comes down to knowing who your kids are. You know, my daughter doesn't have a potty mouth like that. She said hell once. One time.
Yeah, it was funny.
She said hell and she made her tablet say a bad word. Then gonna be in the corner go, I don't know what you're so mad for. You said I couldn't say that word. The tablet said it. Like, I know my daughter. So, you know, if they were accusing my daughter of some outlandish stuff, you know, I could tell if it was her and if it wasn't. The point is, I would ask.
Yeah, I mean, look, she knows her kids. She probably is angry that her kids are running around, you know. Excuse me, not listening.
Yeah, well, you know, that whole situation, if the shoe was on the other foot, I'll just be like, "Yo, stay away from that kid. If he says anything else to
Yeah.
you, then I'll deal with it." But then again, too, I got a teenage boy too, so
Yeah.
David, look out for your sister. Make sure nobody bothers her.
Exactly.
See, there are ways to handle things that don't involve being a whole ass Karen, calling on everybody, trying to get people kicked out, trying to escalate the situation when it's over. It's over.
Yeah. It wasn't over there.
Yeah. But we will not be returning there. So
Not because of Kidspace Karen, though.
it's too far out of the way.
Far out of the way.
It's like an hour and it was like an hour away.
I mean, it wasn't really. I mean, Carmen liked it.
Yeah.
Carmen and Joaquin liked it.
It's age appropriate for them, but for like John and David, they're too old for it.
Yeah.
So that's where we're at. I've been taking them to the park lately on play dates until Arianda Lynn was born.
Don't take John on a play date. Take Carmen on the play date, not John. Just take him to play.
So yeah, I love that too. You always balance me when it comes to the boys.
Well, I mean, those are two young men who are gonna eventually gonna have to, make their way in life.
Yeah, that's true.
That's just the way I see it.
You're like the Knott's Berry Farm. I'm always like, no, I'm gonna keep you close, and you're just like, will you just let them go?
Yeah.
Remember Knott's Berry Farm? First time I let David go to Knott's Berry Farm alone with just friends, with just him and his friends, and I was like, is anybody gonna be chaperoning this situation? And you were like, just let him go.
Yeah, I mean, I understand times were different. Like, me and my brothers, we went everywhere by ourselves. From the time we were like 10, we just went everywhere by ourselves. The whole entire city was our playground. We can go anywhere we want to, on a Saturday or whatever. But I do understand it's different these days. Kids think differently. But still, you got to give him a little bit of freedom here and there to see how he reacts to it.
Yeah.
You gotta know in what situations you can trust him in.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, his friends threaten to punch him in his face if he gets grounded again. And his friends like me, so it's like, I said, did you tell them why you got grounded? And he was like, nope.
Because it'd be embarrassing.
No, because they'd get mad at him. Because he got grounded for getting loud with me. So if they would have told him that he's grounded for getting loud with me, they'd get mad. He'd be in trouble. My favorite would be digging all in his behind.
You better not.
I'm snitching.
You better not.
Oh, I am. Shout out to Stephanie. Yeah, his girlfriend, I fondly has been named my favorite because I said, who you talking to? I was like, she heard me tell him that Stephanie is my favorite of all his friends.
Yeah. And
from then on, she's like, I'm the favorite. That's my name now. My favorite.
I mean, I've never met her, but she seems like a very sweet girl.
She really is. She really is. She's like, I remember when she used to live next door. They used to play. She was like one
They
of
used
his
to hang out.
Yeah. She was one of his first friends here.
Yep, and now love is in the air.
Yes. I'm already picturing their life together.
Nah, don't do that. Don't even do that.
It's happening. It's happening. I can see him getting through college, and then, there it is. And then, they come together just like a rom-com, and it's like, so how you been? Like Love and Basketball, except, less basketball because David doesn't play basketball anymore.
Only way they get married is if they break up and find their way back together again.
Yeah, I feel like when Stephanie goes to college that they're probably going to like break up and then reunite, and then it'll be all good because he'll be grown, she'll be grown, and then it'll be great.
Maybe.
Probably.
Not.
Definitely.
Not.
Definitely. We didn't even talk about our date.
Yeah, and it's been an hour.
Oh, dang. Are we out of time?
We're out of time. We were out of time 15 minutes ago.
Damn it.
You and your Kidspace Karen story.
It's okay. It's okay. Everybody needs to hear about Kidspace Karen. Just in case anybody wants to try it with my kids, I'm basically a mama bear that will maul you in public. I mean, there's always a better way to handle things.
Yeah. There is. Definitely.
Probably.
Always.
Not. All right, guys. Thank you for joining us. And I know you got a lot of me. You're going to get more of Rob next week. So, always have your coffee.
Tune in to Coffee After Dark next week. You can hear me talk all about aliens. And how they're coming to take over.
Alien? What are
Wait, no.
What?
No.
I'm so
I don't know anything about aliens.
No, we're gonna talk about our date. We had a nice date.
We did. We went to see Uncharted.
That was a movie.
It was alright.
It was okay.
We might talk about it next week. We might be on to something different though.
I don't know, but tune in. And always have your coffee.
After dark.
Hey.